Before the Throne of God Above by Charity Bancroft. Read for LibriVox.org by T. Wellington. Before the Throne of God Above. Before the throne of God above, I have a strong and perfect plea, a great high priest whose name is Love, who ever lives and pleads for me. My name is graven on his hands. My name is written on his heart. I know that while in heaven he stands, no tongue can bid me thence depart. When Satan tempts me to despair and tells me of the guilt within, upward I look and see him there who made an end of all my sin. Because the sinless Savior died, my sinful soul is counted free. For God, the just, is satisfied to look on him and pardon me. Behold him there, the risen Lamb, my perfect, spotless righteousness, the great unchangeable I am, the King of glory and of grace. One in himself I cannot die. My soul is purchased by his blood. My life is hid with Christ on high, with Christ my Savior and my God. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Burial of the Dead from the Wasteland by T.S. Eliot. Read for LibriVox.org by Michael Dowling. April is the cruelest month, breeding lilacs out of the dead land, mixing memory and desire, stirring dull roots with spring rain. Winter kept us warm, covering earth in forgetful snow, feeding a little life with dried tubers. Summer surprised us, coming over the Starnberger See. With a shower of rain we stopped in the colonnade and went on in sunlight into the Hofgarten and drank coffee and talked for an hour. Bin gar keine Russin, stamm aus Litauen, echt Deutsch. And when we were children, staying at the Archduke's, my cousin's, he took me out on a sled, and I was frightened. He said, Marie, Marie, hold on tight. And down we went. In the mountains, there you feel free. I read much the night, and go south in the winter. What are the roots that clutch? What branches grow out of this stony rubbish? Son of man, you cannot say or guess, for you know only a heap of broken images, where the sun beats, and the dead tree gives no shelter, the cricket no relief, and the dry stone no sound of water. Only there is shadow under this red rock. Come in under the shadow of this red rock, and I will show you something different from either your shadow at morning striding behind you, or your shadow at evening rising to meet you. I will show you fear in a handful of dust. Frisch weht der Wind der Heimat zu, mein irisch Kind, wo weilest du? You gave me hyacinths first a year ago. They called me the Hyacinth Girl. Yet when we came back late from the hyacinth garden, your arms full and your hair wet, I could not speak, and my eyes failed. I was neither living nor dead, and I knew nothing, looking into the heart of light, the silence. Öd und leer das Meer. Madame Sosostris, famous clairvoyant, had a bad cold. Nevertheless is known to be the wisest woman in Europe, with a wicked pack of cards. Here, said she, is your card, the drowned Phoenician sailor. Those are pearls that were his eyes. Look, here is Belladonna, the lady of the rocks, the lady of situations. Here is the man with 3 staves, and here the wheel. And here is the one-eyed merchant, and this card, which is blank, is something he carries on his back, which I am forbidden to see. I do not find the hanged man. Fear death by water. I see crowds of people walking round in a ring. Thank you. If you see dear Mrs. Equitone, tell her I bring the horoscope myself. One must be so careful these days. unreal city. Under the brown fog of a winter dawn, a crowd flowed over London Bridge. So many, I had not thought death had undone so many. Sighs, short and infrequent, were exhaled, and each man fixed his eyes before his feet, flowed up the hill and down King William Street, to where St. Mary Woolnoth kept the hours, with a dead sound on the final stroke of 9. There I saw one I knew and stopped him, crying, "Stetson, you who were with me in the ships at Miley, that corpse you planted last year in your garden, has it begun to sprout? Will it bloom this year? Or has the sudden frost disturbed its bed? Oh, keep the dog far hence that's friend to men, or with his nails he'll dig it up again. You, hypocrite lecteur, mon semblable, mon frère." End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Come into the Garden, Maud, by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Read for LibriVox.org by Julie van Mallegem. Come into the garden, Maud, for the black bat night has flown. Come into the garden, Maud, I'm here at the gate alone, and the woodbine spices are wafted abroad, and the musk of the rose is blown. For a breeze of morning moves, and the planet of love is on high, beginning to faint in the light that she loves on a bed of daffodil sky. To faint in the light of the sun she loves, to faint in his light, and to die. All night have the roses heard the flute, violin, bassoon. All night has a casement jessamine stirred to the dancers dancing in tune, till silence fell with the waking bird, and a hush with the setting moon. I said to the lily, there is but one with whom she has heart to be gay. When will the dancers leave her alone? She is weary of dance and play. Now half to the setting moon are gone, and half to the rising day. Low on the sand and loud on the stone the last wheel echoes away. I said to the rose, the brave knight goes in babble and revel and wine. O young lord lover, what sighs are those for one that will never be thine? But mine, I swear to the rose, forever and ever mine. And the soul of the rose went into my blood, as the music clashed in the hall. And long by the garden lake I stood, for I heard your rivulet fall from the lake to the meadow and on to the wood, our wood that is dearer than all. From the meadow your walks have left so sweet that whenever a March wind sighs, he sets the jewel print of your feet in violets blue as your eyes, to the woody hollows in which we meet, and the valleys of paradise. The slender acacia would not shake one long milk bloom on the tree. The white lake blossom fell into the lake as a pimpernel dozed on the lea. But the rose was awake all night for your sake, knowing your promise to me. The lilies and roses were all awake, they sighed for the dawn and thee. Queen Rose of the rosebud garden of girls, come hither, the dances are done, in gloss of satin and glimmer of pearls, Queen Lily and Rose in one, shine out, little head, sunning over with curls, to the flowers, and be their sun. There has fallen a splendid tear from the passion flower at the gate. She is coming, my dove, my dear, she is coming, my life, my fate. The red rose cries, she is near, she's near, and the white rose weeps, she is late. The larkspur listens, I hear, and the lily whispers, I wait. She is coming, my own, my sweet, were it ever so airy a tread, my heart would hear her and beat. Were it earth in an earthy bed, my dust would hear her and beat. Had I lain for a century dead, would start and tremble under her feet, and blossom in purple and red. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Death by Water from the Wasteland by T.S. Eliot. Read for LibriVox.org by Michael Dowling. Phlebas the Phoenician, a fortnight dead, forgot the cry of gulls and the deep sea swell, and the profit and loss. A current under sea picked his bones in whispers. As he rose and fell, he passed the stages of his age and youth, entering the whirlpool. Gentile or Jew, O you who turn the wheel and look to windward, consider Phlebas, who was once handsome and tall as you. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Oh, the Deep, Deep Love of Jesus by Samuel Trevor Francis. Read for LibriVox.org by T. Wellington. Oh, the deep, deep love of Jesus. Oh, the deep, deep love of Jesus, vast, unmeasured, boundless, free, rolling as a mighty ocean in its fullness over me. Underneath me, all around me, is the current of thy love, leading onward, leading homeward, to thy glorious rest above. O the deep, deep love of Jesus, spread his praise from shore to shore. How he loveth, ever loveth, changeth never, nevermore. How he watches o'er his loved ones, died to call them all his own. How for them he intercedeth, watcheth o'er them from the throne. O the deep, deep love of Jesus, love of every love the best. 'Tis an ocean full of blessing, 'tis a haven giving rest. O the deep, deep love of Jesus, 'tis a heaven of heavens to me, and it lifts me up to glory, for it lifts me up to thee. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Dutch Lullaby by Eugene Field. Read for LibriVox.org by Carolyn Francis. Wynken, Blynken, and Nod one night sailed off in a wooden shoe, sailed on a river of misty light into a sea of dew. Where are you going, and what do you wish? The old moon asked the three. We have come to fish for the herring fish that live in this beautiful sea. Nets of silver and gold have we, said Wynken, Blynken, and Nod. The old moon laughed and sung a song as they rocked in the wooden shoe, and the wind that sped them all night long ruffled the waves of dew. The little stars were the herring fish that lived in the beautiful sea. Now cast your nets wherever you wish, but never afeard are we. So cried the stars to the fishermen three, Wynken, Blynken, and Nod. All night long their nets they threw for the fish in the twinkling foam. Then down from the sky came the wooden shoe, bringing the fishermen home. 'Twas all so pretty a sail it seemed, as if it could not be. And some folk thought 'twas a dream they dreamed of sailing that beautiful sea. But I shall name you the fishermen three, Wynken, Blynken, and Nod. Wynken and Blynken are two little eyes, and Nod is a little head, and the wooden shoe that sailed the skies is a wee one's trundle bed. So shut your eyes while mother sings of wonderful sights that be, and you shall see the beautiful things as you rock on the misty sea, where the old shoe rocked the fishermen three, Wynken, blinkin' and nod. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Poem, The Farewell of a Virginia Slave Mother to Her Daughters Sold into Southern Bondage, by John Greenleaf Whittier, from Anti-Slavery Poems. Read for LibriVox.org by Ross Clement. Gone, gone, sold and gone, to the rice swamp dank and lone, where the slave whip ceaseless swings, where the noisome insect stings, where the fever demon strews poison with the falling dews, where the sickly sunbeams glare through the hot and misty air. Gone, gone, sold and gone, to the rice swamp dank and lone, from Virginia's hills and waters. Woe is me, my stolen daughters. Gone, gone, sold and gone, to the rice swamp dank and lone, there no mother's eye is near them, there no mother's ear can hear them. Never, when the torturing lash seams their back with many a gash, shall a mother's kindness bless them, or a mother's arms caress them. Gone, gone, sold and gone, to the rice swamp dank and lone, from Virginia's hills and waters. Woe is me, my stolen daughters. Gone, gone, sold and gone, to the rice swamp dank and lone. Oh, when weary, sad and slow, from the fields at night they go, faint with toil and racked with pain, to their cheerless homes again. There no brother's voice shall greet them, there no father's welcome meet them. Gone, gone, sold and gone, to the rice swamp dank and lone, from Virginia's hills and waters. Woe is me, my stolen daughters. Gone, gone, sold and gone, to the rice swamp dank and lone, from the tree whose shadow lay on their childhood's place of play, from the cool spring where they drank, rock and hill and rivulet bank, from the solemn house of prayer and the holy councils there. Gone, gone, sold and gone, to the rice swamp dank and lone, from Virginia's hills and waters. Woe is me, my stolen daughters. Gone, gone, sold and gone, to the rice swamp dank and lone, toiling through the weary day, and at night the spoilers prey. Oh, that they had earlier died, sleeping calmly side by side, where the tyrant's power is over, and the fetter galls no more. Gone, gone, sold and gone, to the rice swamp dank and lone, from Virginia's hills and waters. Woe is me, my stolen daughters. Gone, gone, sold and gone, to the rice swamp dank and lone, by the holy love he beareth, by the bruised reed he spareth. O may he, to whom alone all their cruel wrongs are known, still their hope and refuge prove, with more than a mother's love. Gone, gone, sold and gone, to the rice swamp dank and lone, from Virginia's hills and waters. Woe is me, my stolen daughters. 1838. End of poem. This reading is in the public domain.
The Forsaken by William Wordsworth. Read for LibriVox.org by Rhys Lawson. The peace which others seek they find, the heaviest storms not longest last. Heaven grants even to the guiltiest mind an amnesty for what is past. When will my sentence be reversed? I only pray to know the worst, and wish as if my heart would burst. O weary struggle, silent years tell seemingly no doubtful tale, and yet they leave it short, and fears and hopes are strong and will prevail. My calmest faith escapes not pain, and feeling the hope is vain, I think that he will come again. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
I meant to do my work today, by Richard Le Guillen. Read for LibriVox.org by Esther. I meant to do my work today, but a brown bird sang in the apple tree, and a butterfly flitted across the field, and all the leaves were calling me, and the wind went sighing over the land, tossing the grasses to and fro, and a rainbow held out its shining hand. So what could I do but laugh and go? End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
In Harbor by Charles Swinburne. Read for LibriVox.org by Abid. Good night and goodbye to the life whose signs denote us as mourners clothed with regret for the life gone by. To the waters of gloom whence winds of the day-spring float us, good night and goodbye. A time is for mourning, a season for grief to sigh. But were we not fools and blind, by day to devote us as thralls to the darkness unseen of the sundawn's eye? We have drunken of Lethe at length, we have eaten of lotus. What hurts it us here that sorrows are born and die? We have said to the dream that caressed and the dread that smote us, good night and goodbye. Outside of the port ye are moored in, lying close from the wind and at ease from the tide. What sounds come swelling, what notes fall dying outside? They will not cease, they will not abide. Voices of presage in darkness crying, pass and return and relapse aside. Ye see not, but hear ye not wild wings flying to the future that wakes from the past that died? Is grief still sleeping? Is joy not sighing outside? End of recording. This recording is in the public domain.
Lovers by Richard Le Guillen. Read for LibriVox.org by Esther. They sit within a woodland place, trellised with rustling light and shade. So like a spirit is her face, that he is half afraid to speak, lest she should fade. Mysterious beneath the boughs, like two enchanted shapes they are, whom love hath builded them a house of little leaf and star, and the brown evening jar. So lovely and so strange a thing, each is to each to look upon. They dare not hearken a bird sing, or from the other one take eyes, lest they be gone. So still the watching woodland peers, and pecks about them. Butterflies light on her hand a flower. Eve hears two questions, two replies, O love that never dies. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Look Havergal by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Ernst Patinama. Look Havergal by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Go to the western gate, look Havergal, there where the vines cling crimson on the wall, and in the twilight wait for what will come. The leaves will whisper there of her, and some like flying words will strike you as they fall. But go, and if you listen she will call. Go to the western gate, look Havergal, look Havagol. No, there is not a dawn in eastern skies to rift the fiery nights that's in your eyes. But there, where western glooms are gathering, the dark will enter the dark, if anything. God slays himself with every leaf that flies, and hell is more than half of paradise. No, there is not a dawn in eastern skies, in eastern skies. Out of a grave I come to tell you this. Out of a grave I come to quench the kiss that flames upon your forehead with a glow that blinds you to the way that you must go. Yes, there is yet one way to where she is, bitter, but one that faith may never miss. Out of a grave I come to tell you this, to tell you this. There is the western gate, look Havagol. There are the crimson leaves upon the wall. Go, for the winds are tearing them away. Nor think to riddle the dead words they say, nor any more to feel them as they fall. But go, and if you trust her, she will call. There is the western gate, look Havagol. Look Havagol. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
A Musical Instrument by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Read for LibriVox.org by Julie van Wallichem. What was he doing, the great god Pan, down in the reeds by the river? Spreading ruin and scattering ban, splashing and paddling with hoofs of a goat, and breaking the golden lilies afloat with a dragonfly on the river. He tore out a reed, the great god Pan, from the deep cool bed of the river. The limpid water turbidly ran, and the broken lilies a-dying lay, and the dragonfly had fled away ere he brought it out of the river. High on the shore sat the great god Pan, while turbidly flowed the river, and hacked and hewed as a great god can, with his hard bleak steel at the patient reed, till there was not a sign of a leaf indeed to prove it fresh from the river. He cut it short, did the great god Pan, how tall it stood in the river, then drew the pith like the heart of a man steadily from the outside ring, and notched the poor dry empty thing in holes as he sat by the river. "This is the way," laughed the great god Pan, laughed while he sat by the river. "The only way since gods began to make sweet music they could succeed." Then, dropping his mouth to a hole in the reed, he blew in power by the river. Sweet, 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 O Pan, piercing sweet by the river, blinding sweet, O great god Pan, the sun on the hill forgot to die, and the lilies revived, and the dragonfly came back to dream on the river. Yet half a beast is the great god Pan to laugh as he sits by the river, making a poet out of a man. The true gods sigh for the cost and pain, for the reed which grows never more again, as a reed with the reeds in the river. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Norse Lullaby by Eugene Field. Read for LibriVox.org by Carolyn Francis. The sky is dark and the hills are white as the Storm King speeds from the north tonight. And this is the song the Storm King sings as over the world his cloak he flings. Sleep, sleep, little one, sleep. He rustles his wings and gruffly sings, sleep, little one, sleep. On yonder mountainside, a vine clings at the foot of a mother pine. The tree bends over the trembling thing, and only the vine can hear her sing. Sleep, sleep, little one, sleep. What shall you fear when I am here? Sleep, little one, sleep. The king may sing in his bitter flight, the tree may croon to the vine tonight, but the little snowflake at my breast liketh the song I sing the best. Sleep, sleep, little one, sleep. Weary thou art, annexed my heart. Sleep, little one, sleep. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
An Old Colonist's Reverie by David McKee Wright. Read for LibriVox.org by Ross Clement. An Old Colonist's Reverie. Dustily over the highway pipes the loud nor'wester at morn, wind in the rising sun and waving tussock corn. It brings to me days gone by, when first in my ears it rang. The wind is the voice of my home, and I think of the songs it sang. When fresh from the desk and ledger I cross the long leagues of sea, the old worn world is gone, and the new bright world is free. The wide wild pastures of old are fading and passing away, all over the plain of the homes of the men who have come to stay. I sigh for the good old days, in the station where again, but the good new days are better, I would not be heard to complain. It is only the wind that cries, with tears in its voice to me, of the dead men low in the mould, who came with me over the sea. Some of them down in the city, under the marble are laid, some on the bare hillside, in the mound by the lone tree's shade, and some in the forest deeps of the west in their silence lie, with the dark pine curtain above shutting out the blue of the sky. And many have passed from my sight, whither I never shall know, swept away in the rushing river, or caught in the mountain snow. All the old hands are gone, who came with me over the sea, but the land that we made our own is the same bright land to me. There are dreams in the gold of the Kauai, and when ratas are breaking in bloom, I can hear the rich murmur of voices in the deeps of the fern-shadowed gloom. Old memory may bring me her treasures from the land of the blossoms of May, but to me the hill daisies are dearer, and the gorse on the riverbed grey, while the mists on the high hilltops curling, the dawn-haunted haze of the sea, to my fancy are bridal veils lifting from the face of the land of the free. The spear grass and cabbage trees yonder, the honey-belled flax in its bloom, the dark of the bush on the sidings, the snow-crested mountains that loom, golden and grey in the sunlight, far up in the cloud-fringed blue, are the threads with old memory weaving, and the line of my life running through. And the wind of the morning calling has ever a song for me, of hope for the land of the dawning in the golden years to be. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Separation by Matthew Arnold. Read for LibriVox.org by Abed. Stop, not to me at this bitter departing. Speak of the sure consolations of time. Fresh be the wound, still renewed be its smarting. So but thy image endure in its prime. But if the steadfast commandment of nature wills that remembrance should always decay, if the loved form and the deep cherished feature must, when unseen, from the soul fade away, me let no half-effaced memories cumber. Fled at once, be all vestige of thee. Deep be the darkness, and still be the slumber. Dead be the past and its phantoms to me. Then, when we meet, and thy look strays towards me, scanning my face and the changes wrought there, who, let me say, is this stranger regards me? With the grey eyes and the lovely brown hair. End of recording. This recording is in the public domain.
The following poem is read for LibriVox.org by Shona Brogdon Sturble. They that have power to hurt and will do none, that do not do the thing they most do show, who, moving others, are themselves as stone, unmoved, cold, and to temptation slow. They rightly do inherit heaven's graces, and husband nature's riches from expense. They are the lords and owners of their faces, others but stewards of their excellence. The summer's flower is to the summer sweet, though to itself it only live and die. But if that flower with base infection meet, the basest weed outbraves his dignity. For sweetest things turn sourest by their deeds. Lilies that fester smell far worse than weeds. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The following poem is read for LibriVox.org by Shona Brogdon Sturble. Spring and Fall, Gerard Manley Hopkins. Margaret, are you grieving over Golden Grove unleaving? Leaves like things of man you with your fresh thoughts care for, can you? Ah, as the heart grows older, it will come to such sights colder by and by, nor spare a sigh, though worlds of wanwood leaf mill lie. And yet you will weep and know why. Now no matter, child, the name, sorrow springs are the same, nor mouth had, no, nor mind, expressed what heart heard of, ghost guessed. It is the blight man was born for. It is Margaret you mourn for. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The White Rabbit's Verses by Lewis Carroll. Read for LibriVox.org by Joe Pillsbury. They told me you had been to her and mentioned me to him. She gave me a good character, but said I couldn't swim. He sent them word I had not gone, we know it to be true. If she should push the matter on, what would become of you? I gave her 1, they gave him 2, you gave us 3 or more. They all returned from him to you, though they were mine before. If I or she should chance to be involved in this affair, he trusts to you would set them free exactly as they were. My notion was that you had been, before she had this fit, an obstacle that came between him and ourselves and it. Don't let him know she likes them best, for this must ever be a secret kept from all the rest, between yourself and me. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain, recorded by Joe Pillsbury.
With Rue My Heart is Laden by A.E. Housman, read for LibriVox.org by Rosanna Taranto. With rue my heart is laden, for golden friends I had, for many a rose-lipped maiden, and many a light-foot lad, by brooks too broad for leaping, The light-foot boys are laid. The rose-lipped girls are sleeping in fields where roses fade. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.